Hey guys, it's JD with the Black Panther podcast. Haven't done a video in a couple days and I've been meaning to. So today's little small segment is just going to be something simple, something small. Previous videos we were discussing that this is becoming more of a vlog, which it is. It's sort of becoming a vlog right now until I get better ideas as to what I want to do with a podcast scenario. So today's little segment is going to be called just about change, and one of my favorite quotes from Mad Men, which is one of my favorite shows that I watch, was change isn't bad or good, it just is. So recently I can relate with this concept of thinking as where I work, we've changed locations to another store with the same style of setup. I don't want to get into where I work and all that stuff. I've discussed that with you guys previously. So with that in mind, I'm not very good at change. I don't do well with change. Those who know me best would know that I don't do very well with change. To the point where growing up, I would get actually migraines. Something as simple as my mom would say before I left for school, by the way, I'm not going to be home. I'm going to be in the city when you get home today. And she'd have a couple of lists and stuff like that for me to do. So when it came to me trying to process change and stuff like that, my little brain would get frazzled to the point where I'd get so worked up that at about 10 o'clock, 10:30, maybe 11, I would get migraines at school. For those who haven't had a migraine, they are not fun. I'm just going to say they're not fun. They absolutely suck. They're horrible. They're not fun. How my migraines would actually happen is I'd get a little aura at the corner of my eye, and that would impair my vision. That was probably honestly the worst part of a whole migraine. So yeah, my little brain would be like, hey, well, my little schedule is off kilter. Mom's not going to be home after school, and I'm going to have these lists of things that I need to do when she gets home, before she gets home. So my little brain would work itself into a tizzy, as my one sister loves to call those sorts of scenarios, that I would get a migraine, and I would end up going home having to be in a dark room with a cold compress over my face, and within an hour and a half after the aura, I'd get a headache. And the headaches were not fun at all. No headache is fun. To the point where, yeah, I'd have a headache and I would be out for the rest of the day. With that in itself, it's not a fun time. For people who suffer with migraines, they'll tell you they're not fun. And a lot of people will look at it and say, oh, that's just your excuse of going home, and now you get to go home. And no. We're going home and we are actually in pain. The last migraine that I actually had, I want to say was, that was about 2 to 3 months ago. That migraine was the worst. I've never had a migraine last for more than 4 days, and that was the worst. Just with stress in my little world, to the point where I had a migraine the one day and it hit me hard. Like, we're talking, I'm driving to work and all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, this migraine hits. Immediately I go to do 45 minutes worth of work and I am sent home, which is fine. Usually I recoup. I go to bed for about 4 to 5, I want to say 5 to 6 hours, and just stay in bed, and then normally it'll die off. So that's what I thought was going to happen. Later that evening at about 9:30, 10, of course, it hits again. So not only am I still in pain from previous having the migraine session, I'm going to bed now with a migraine. And of course, thinking that a full night's rest will help me, no. I wake up at 6:30 again, have to go into the ER at the U of S here, and yeah, I was knocked out. There too again, they gave me some pretty heavy pills. What ends up happening with my migraines, I'll get a headache, which is, I can work through that. It's the nausea and the auras that I absolutely hate. So yeah, I don't do well with change. So the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be processing and working through these different steps of change. A good friend of mine said, well, now at this new location with the amount of traffic that we have there, you can work on other things. Like, yes, do work daily duties and all that sort of stuff. But it'll give me actually a chance to maybe work on ideas for the podcasts, for the videos, potentially for my photography and that sort of stuff. So change in that regard is totally fine. I just have to get more comfortable with different style of customers, slower traffic, a different commute, which is all fine and dandy. I was looking at this a couple weeks ago as, this sucks. How am I going to live without certain people that I see on a regular basis? I can work past that. We have these great devices here, smartphones and whatnot. So I can text, I can call, I can still be interactive with my close friends at the other location. That's fine. That gives me more time to work on the podcast, work on photography, maybe put myself in a different element of the unknown. I consistently need to learn how to do more and more of the unknown. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna keep you guys posted as to how things are going. Yesterday was my first day at the new location, and it was slow, very slow day, which is fine. Just kind of processing it all in. Today obviously is my day off, so I decided, well, I'm gonna do a video and put it up on the YouTubes. And I guess if you guys are still enjoying these videos, great. They're very slow, very, this is me spieling to a camera right now. Next couple of days that I have off, actually I'm going to go to the farm and do some vaccination for cows and whatnot. I'd love to do video segments of that, but just with running gear and all that kind of stuff, and I don't really want to do that. I don't want a chance dropping a camera or anything stupid like that. So, yes, camera, I still have yet to get the T5i that I'm wanting. Every time that I go to an electronics store, I definitely look at these different kind of cameras and kind of like, what do I want? That one? Do I want this one? I pretty much narrowed it down. I probably will go with the T5i. It's got some neat features on it. I'm looking forward to doing more photography with that camera, as well as proper vlogs or podcast sessions. So this is just a small snippet of change, I guess, and how I'm processing through change. A lot of the people that I met with at the other location, some of them said they were actually sad to see me go. And that actually, I didn't ever well up with emotion, which is crazy, because usually I get pretty emotional about stuff like this. So that in itself, I thought, okay, great. I'm not actually emotionally tied to this building. I'm emotionally tied to the friendships that I've made. And a lot of them I'm still in contact with via Facebook, via text, those sorts of things. It's really not that far out of me of the way to go visit them while they're at work. I tend, still even at the old location, I would actually chat with a lot of customers or family friends that I know of, and it was fun because it was like you'd sit and chat. You're still at work. If the traffic, if you're not busy with customers, then I would take 5, 10, sometimes 10, 15 minutes chatting with these friends. So that's one thing I definitely will miss. My family members still go to the old location on a regular basis. On the weekly, I'll still see family friends and obviously family members. So obviously my job is lax enough that I can interact with all these great people. So the next best thing then for myself is new friendships, potentially new friendships at the other location, meeting different style of people, different clientele for sure. And that's the first thing I noticed right off the bat was different people, which is good. Different people are good. Look at me, I'm a different person, and you guys are watching me rant on about all these different subject matters that come to my mind. So, Stay tuned. I'm probably going to do another video today at some time. I won't upload it today. There'll just be one video uploaded today. That subject matter, I think, is going to be basically motivation and people in scenarios. How would I word it? Basically, good people getting caught up trying to help other people who are train wrecks or who don't have their life in order. Little rants, little segments, basically. It's just going to be about how healthy people get put in these scenarios where they are trying to help people who consistently don't listen to that person who's giving them help. So that's could be a very long segment. I'm going to do my very best to muddle through it and meander and figure where I want to take that. So that's going to be another thought process down the way. Obviously, later today, I got to figure out how I'm going to discuss without hurting anybody's feelings or any of that sort of stuff, if that makes sense. So stay tuned. Thanks for chiming in today on the subject matter of change. Take care, guys. We'll see you later.